Welcome to the Midnight Run. We're honored by your attendance. Your host, Danoby2.
Look at the what? Look at these kids joining on this January 24th, 2024 Midnight Run. Speak of the day, look at that, Hada Lauren. Shouldn't you look at these kids? Shouldn't you be in bed, Hada Lauren? Come now. Shouldn't you be in bed or watching some Instagram videos or something, huh? And Mr. Mom. Well, actually, Mr. Mom is usually, I think he's waking up now. Checking in from the East Coast at 3 a.m. Can't believe I'm awake right now. Either you're staying up late or you're waking up. You're an East Coast early bird. Well, look, we're gonna have some fun here tonight. We're gonna have some fun, folks. I can assure you, we're gonna have some fun here. CN, hello everybody. Great in. There we go. Funky Cold Santa checking in. 2 a.m. in Dallas. Welcome, folks. Welcome. Another midnight run in January. Look at that, boy. My frequency is kicking up, huh? Look what happens when I'm not gallivanting through the mountains of Nevada and Arizona and camping out. And I get to organize in my room. My room is a mess. I'm trying to hide a lot of the schlock behind here. I've been organizing. I'm trying to make space for my module case, my corner module case that I've had for a month now. And I've been dragging my feet and I need to get that up and running. So it takes time. I got rid of I haven't gotten rid of it yet. My Playmobil Enterprise, it's actually on the floor here. It's in shambles there. I don't know what to do with it. I don't know whether to sell it on eBay, donate it, burn it. You know, it is. I have the Tommy Enterprise, right? Tommy Enterprise makes the Playmobil Enterprise look like the poor cousin. So, anyway, Eric checking in. Eric Heinke, Charlotte, North Carolina, 3 a.m. Batman 2022 new Ecto-1 in Star Wars vehicle. Oh, look at you, Eric. You've been following the teachings of Danoby2, haven't you? Yeah, you're absolutely right. 2024 is going to be a roller coaster of a year. It's going to be wild, man. It's going to be hectic. Jedi Chris, where are you checking in from? What part of the world? Brian Richard, 2 a.m. in Southeast Texas. Glad Danoby's ready to talk about his next 1/6 scale Jazz Inc. vehicle. You kid. Oh, you folks and you wonderful kids, boy. The year of vehicles. So 2023, I thought was the year of the 1/6 scale vehicle, but clearly 2024 is going to be, it's going to be the one that breaks the vault. It's going to be the one that breaks the collector's mind, spirit, wallet, everything. It's gonna force collectors, amateur collectors, veteran collectors, to question how good of a collector curator are you. That's going to be the question. You're going to start to doubt yourself. It's going to be a dark path, and you may lose your way as you're traveling down this path. But look, if we stay focused and try to avoid the temptations from outside influences, then maybe, just maybe, we can potentially survive this catastrophe. Maybe. It's bad, folks. I'm not going to sugarcoat this. 2024 is going to be, it's going to be bad. It's going to be really, really bad. And you really, really, going into this year, you really, really want to be careful getting suckered into that sweet, sweet little eye candy of a wonderful pre-order, something that just pops. You're like, oh, I gotta have it. I'm in love with Michael Keaton. I gotta day one pre-order this. You know, no. Leave that. That's 2020 talk, right? We as collectors are evolving. We're growing. We're starting to mature. We're starting to realize that these companies, Hot Toys, InArts, Jazz Inc., they're all operating on a rotating frequency. We used to be able to break their shields, right? And no, that's not the case anymore. It's gotten It's gotten kind of scary out there. Nate, look at you guys all awake. Look at this, the man, the myth, the legend. Have fun, everybody. Are you Nate, are you working? What are you doing? Are you hitting the gym? Are you shoveling snow? You're probably buried out in Atlanta. Snow. You're probably buried out in that blizzard out there. Ready for less. Greetings from Wakefield, West Yorkshire. 8 a.m. for me. How's your day? Look, my day is starting right now. This is the midnight run, folks. I'm gonna have to break out the teacher's ruler here. I'm going to share my expertise, and maybe some of you folks may experience an epiphany as to how you're managing your collection. We'll see. Drew Mitchell, checking in from Melbourne, Australia, 7 p.m. All right. 1/6 scale vehicles, the road to 2024. So imagine hypothetically you're on this road, this imaginary road, right? And you're driving down this road, and the road starts at the beginning of January the 1st, 2024. And if you complete the path on this hypothetical road, the road ends on December 31st, 2024. The idea is to keep a constant speed, not get distracted. Don't pick up any hitchhikers. Some of you folks may even experience a breakdown in your vehicle, potentially a flat. If it's a flat, you may be able to fix your flat in this hypothetical scenario. You've suffered a flat, and in the holodeck, that's what you see. In the holodeck, you're seeing that your car broke down and you have a flat, and you're going to exit out of your vehicle, and you're going to see if you have a spare in there to change that tire. In the real world, what you've encountered is multiple invoices that have just been sent to you, and you have to decide, well, 3 invoices were sent to me today, and I can potentially hide the money from the missus or the mister and not get caught, right? So I can fix the tire and keep continuing down the path. Some of you folks, the car's going to break down. Worst case scenario, you're going to get pulled over by the cops. In the real world, that's 3 to 4 invoices being sent to you, and you're getting busted by your partner, or you've exceeded your finances, or worst case scenario, you're going through a job transition. And the ultimate is the crash. You're hitting that, you jumped off the cliff and the crash, and that is, you've essentially tapped out for a multitude of reasons. Life, kids, vacation, job, the 6 invoices, I'm done. That's the crash. So while we're inside this holodeck scenario, I'm hoping that most of you will be able to stay on this road, make it from point A to point B, which ends at the end of the year. I am usually off on Tuesday nights, but tonight I'm doing overtime for the hot toys. Do what must be done, Nate. Do what must be done. The invoices are coming in. Make no mistake. I'm quite well aware. I noticed the battle droids dropped last night. I have 2 on pre-order, and I anticipated that. Me personally, I've set a personal goal that my spreadsheet is not to exceed 30 pre-orders. I think I can manage. I think I can stay in this hypothetical highway from January to December 31st, as long as I don't exceed 30. I think I'm doing very, very good. Right? I think my collection kind of speaks for itself. Even though today I added 3 pre-orders, one of them being the Mondo Tees Orco was one of the ones that I had to. And then New Wave Toys added their pinball machine, little 1/6 scale pinball machine. Yes, I count that as a pre-order. Those situations where I'm shelling out money, absolutely, that is, even though I've paid for it up front, because I know for some folks, a pre-order can mean putting 10% down or paying the full amount. No, I'm paying the full amount, and I have to then budget myself. I'm spending money on a product I don't have. That's part of the situation with some of these retailers. With Mondo, if you want to chase their He-Man collection, you have to fork up this money. Same thing with New Wave toys. You have to fork it up and you have to budget. And as I've paid that today, I'm hoping, please, oh please, I hope nothing else drops or get charged. At least make it for another 30 days till I can get paid, or I can maybe sell something or hawk something off of a HasLab that I have, or something like that. And I got 2 invoices. CN, it's brutal. And you know, for some of you folks, you can probably handle the 6 invoices, and some of you, that's the ingredients for a tap out. That's an extreme crash. Yeah, Orco, right? Same. I got the Orco, and you have to pay him off. You have to definitely pay him off. Now, I took the liberty of creating a user-friendly spreadsheet for you wonderful folks out there. Decided to join me on this midnight run. And I'm going to add this on here. So what I did, I went on Sideshow, right? And I set the parameters for $500 and up within Hot Toys, because Hot Toys right now has 127 pre-orders. That's bonkers. That's insane. 127 pre-orders from Hot Toys. We're not even counting the additional retailers, unlicensed and licensed retailers out there that have their swag, that they're waving their little shiny trinkets at you. Mondo Tees is one of them. New Wave Toys. And this is the beginning of the year. Absolutely expect a couple surprise HasLabs. I can't tell you how many times I've seen people regret missing out on HasLabs. Yes, HasLabs are expensive because you have to fork it up. But my guy, when that product is delivered, oh man, there is some serious pearl clutching, and there's some serious FOMO, regret, and hence people like me that ended up buying a couple additional to flip. We tend to bank off of that FOMO scenario. That's it. Follow the lead. I seem to be doing pretty good. I think I'm still in the age, because it's a lot. There's a lot of stuff I want. 30 pre-orders. Now, apologies. I wanted to add Jazz Inc. We're going to talk about Jazz Inc. because the whole idea of tonight's stream is 1/6 scale vehicles, the road through 2024. And look, I wanted to add to my chart Jazz Inc. vehicles, but the problem is that his website is like visiting a DMV, right? It's just you enter, you get lost. Information is here, information is there. You're not exactly sure how to plan your day. You know, or when you go to the DMV, am I going to be there all day, or is it going to be there for 20 minutes? It's a carnival when you visit Jazz Inc. I'm not. Sounds like I'm picking on him. It sounds like I'm picking on the website, but I shit you not that it is a fucking DMV. You enter there. It's not very easy to navigate. You have sold out vehicles, you have your pre-order section and so forth, and you right off the bat, when you want a specific vehicle, right, you're coughing up a non-refundable deposit of $300, and then I don't know how some of you even do this. I don't even know how some of you even fathom this mathematical calculated algorithm of the batch system: first batch, second batch, third batch. You clearly don't want to be the first batch, right? The first batch is the sucker batch. So you're working out like a rocket science equation on a chalkboard to calculate the third or fourth batch. Nobody wants to be the first. If you've learned anything from watching me, if you're going to pre-order something from Jazz Inc., you want to absolutely minimize the amount of damage you're going to get from this product. You clearly want to end up on the third or fourth batch. So I will talk about Jazz Inc., folks. I couldn't crack the actual Da Vinci Code to put it here in layman's, because my chart, the one that you're seeing right now that we're going to talk about, it was designed to be as layman as possible. I did not experience that from visiting Jazz Inc. And it's Batmobiles and Jedi starfighters, right? That's what it is. So we'll talk about it. All right? Calm your horses down. Calm your horses. Just have a payment plan and go slow. Don't pay it off until the first batches already come out. See, I figured there was some sort of Egyptian Da Vinci code on how to crack. Nobody ever wants to be the first one. Not I when it comes to pre-order and chassis. Oh, Jesus. Yesterday, Hasbro announced the last 2 Ghost crew members' first commission work. Like a mini has. All right, very cool. Jazz Inc. first batch is great if you want to use the wheels as a doorstop. Pepperidge Farm remembers. Oh, I'm scorned by the first batch scenario. So, yeah, the Batwing. Brian Richards, thoughts and prayers if you ended up with the first batch, huh? I can't imagine that Batwing clearing atmosphere over Gotham City, right? Probably crash into Gotham Harbor there. Ooh. Here we go. So the DeLorean Mark III. Big shock, big surprise. We talked about this, right? My last stream. The DeLorean Mark III caught a lot of folks off guard. Well, we didn't think this was going to show up. What's all this? Hoogaloo. What is this? Mark III? DeLorean? We didn't. Hot Toys. We didn't. It's here. You got to deal with it. Also, these prices are retail. I did not add shipping and tax. It's clearly going to be more. The DeLorean Mark III expected to ship January 2025. And if this live stream ages pretty decent, I don't think this live stream will age like milk. Meaning, I'm making my predictions. There's going to be a little bit of speculation here in this live stream, in this midnight run here. The DeLorean Mark III, 100%, I think it's going to arrive this year. Absolutely. I think this is going to be a small batch. I said it in my last stream, and I'm going to double down on this. This thing is going to show up. It's going to show up December. This is going to be the nightmare before Christmas, and it's going to be the nightmare for some folks because when you have that invoice coming in, because this clocks in at what, $950 average, which tax and ship. Oh, and you've already done your Christmas shopping for you, yourself, your partner, and your kids, and now you have an invoice showing up 2 weeks before Christmas. Yeah, this is going to be brutal right there. The Mark VI Iron Man quarter scale. Folks, I must confess, I am addicted to the original Legacy Iron Man 7, the 7, the pinnacle, the ones that started it all. This one's coming home. I did not pre-order it because I know better. If there's one thing I've learned in the last couple of years is be extremely cautious when it comes to painting yourself into a corner with a sticker price like this. This is about $800, close to $800 for me with tax and ship. This is probably going to be around $775 or $750. So this is not going to be cheap. This Mark VI Iron Man quarter scale is absolutely coming home. It's going to be a gem. I have the Mark III quarter scale, Mark IV, and is it Mark IV, Mark III, the 42, and then this guy right here. So clearly Hot Toys is going down this path. And some of you may not be into Iron Man. Cool. If you are immune, if you are somewhat protected against the Iron Man syndrome or the infection, there's nothing wrong with that. I can tell you right now, I'm immune to Star Wars right now. I can say no to Star Wars very, very easy right now. When it comes to like these little garbage Disney Plus shows like Ahsoka that you folks out there are doing cartwheels for, Ahsoka, can F that. Absolutely not. No. If it isn't classic trilogy, I'm not interested right now. And I've had to put my foot down on this. Absolutely. So the DeLorean inbound this year. The Mark VI Iron Man quarter scale inbound this year. As you go down, you have this guy right here. I've warned some of you folks. Excuse me. The Sand Trooper, Sergeant and Dewback. This is a 100% a big ticket item. And I know we're meant to talk about vehicles, but to me, when I think of a vehicle, 1/6 scale vehicle, I think about a big ticket because I think as toy collector enthusiast, we all would want to own a beautiful 1/6 scale vehicle. I can't imagine anybody saying, wow, I really would love to get a DeLorean. I really would love to get an Ecto-1. I would love to get a Batmobile, right? But it's that sticker price, right? Everybody works within the confines of their budget, space, and also IP taste. You may not have the same love for that specific IP that other collectors do. But this is where the wickedness of Hot Toys and what they're doing is that they're covering all their bases. You want to say no to Star Wars? Howard Chan's like, you say no to Star Wars, we'll give you Marvel. You say no to Marvel, they'll give you Back to the Future. You say no to Back to the Future, they'll throw you in with a little bit of DC. Hot Toys has clearly cornered the IP market. Hot Toys is to 1/6 figures as to what Disney is to their consumption of IPs. How they're kind of like this black hole and they're just sucking in Star Wars, Marvel, ESPN, and all the Hulu and all this stuff, and they're becoming this huge giant entity. That's what Hot Toys is right now. So you heard me just say a few minutes ago, F Ahsoka and these stupid little, Bad Batch and awful shows and Kenobi, but it doesn't mean that they're still not going to rake me over the coals. They're still absolutely going to get me on these wonderful quarter scale Iron Man figures and the 2.0s. They're still going to take me in. I can say no to certain IPs, but they're still going to get me on others. Same thing for every collector, right? I can confirm the Batwing flying amazing over Gotham. Yeah, right into Gotham Harbor. Here we go. Then the Joker, right? Oh my God. Talk about drama sitting within the community, huh? The Joker artisan. I added this guy in here because he's going to ship. He's going to ship inbound. I think he's going to show up. It says July to 20. I think he's going to show up early. I think he's going to show up between July and August. I think he's going to show up extremely early. And I think he's going. The hype at the time was high, and I think when this guy drops, it's going to be like another InArts Joker, where everybody just either canceled their pre-orders or ended up taking their InArt Joker and listing it. I can't tell you how many for sales on the secondary market that InArt Joker is. Will the Hot Toys Joker artisan suffer the same fate? I don't know. I don't have this guy. I tried to pre-order him. I don't. Wait a minute. Maybe I do. Hold on. I do have this guy. It's Scarlet Witch. It's a Scarlet Witch artisan. So I do have this guy. Yeah. I don't have the InArt Joker in my collection. So I do have the Joker artisan on pre-order, and I'm actually looking forward to getting him. I didn't fall for the hype, for the InArt hype. So I'm doing good. Hello, Clinton. Clinton Martin, where are you checking in? What part of the world are you checking in? I'm curious. The Batman and Bat Cycle. This was something here from the Flash movie that I am so glad I didn't jump in on the pre-order on this. This was something that I can say no. I didn't pre-order. I can absolutely go just turn away and say, you know what? The Batman and Bat Cycle with the fake Fleck. It wasn't even Ben Affleck in the suit. I'm how do you put this? With the way the DCEU, like I haven't even seen Aquaman 2. I am absolutely looking forward to the James Gunn universe. I really am. And I will be getting the Black Manta from Aquaman 2. I think that's going to be it from the DCEU. I need to move forward. I think the DCEU will start to, I think it's hit a wall. I'm happy with the figures I have for the DCEU, but now I want to evolve and I want to grow as a collector. And the situation with the Black Manta is that he has that cartoon Super Friends look where he was just plucked out of the Legion of Doom. So I think the Black Manta figure is probably the last figure I'm going to buy. I don't even care to add the 2.0 Ben Affleck Batman. No, there's way too much stuff. I just told you, folks, 127 pre-orders within the Hot Toys right now, not counting the outside stuff and license and outside party. So this is an easy pass for me now. Even though I think it'll be cool. Now, there is a clause within my personal agreements, and if some of this stuff ever ends up at 25% off, I do love a good coupon. So if the Batman and Batcycle end up as a daily deal, as 25% off, because I know it's on wait list, but if it does, I may consider it. But at this ticket price of $670, you're looking at, for at least for me, if I bought this through Sideshow, it'd be $750. No, absolutely not. No, and that opening scene was trash anyway. Absolutely no. When it comes to the DCEU after the Black Manta figure, for me, it's going to feel like this.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to. That's the only way to become what you're meant to be.
Burn it. Move it along. Move it along. I'm sorry. I still love Henry Cavill. I still love Jason Momoa, Gal Gadot, and these characters. I have them in my collection. I'm ready to move forward. Now, this twit here, this Christian Bale twit here, I'm over this. I'm just done with Christian Bale right now. It's too many fucking Batmans right now. Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne. $570. This is about $650 with shipping and tax for me. It'd be about $640, maybe $650. No, I can't. I know some of you folks out there, maybe you're a potential year one collector. Look, if you just started collecting Hot Toys and you want your very first Christian Bale in your collection as Batman, you know what? This Batman Armory with Bruce Wayne, it's pretty swanky. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think it'll work. I think that will work. I have the old Armory. I have the one with Alfred. I don't need this shit. I don't. It looks cool. If I wasn't staring down the barrel of 127 pre-orders, I would like to actually get this. To me, it looks pretty badass, but I can't. Nope. It has to go. Some of you folks out there saw this, and I hope you decide to keep it. Remember, Sideshow isn't showing, they're not showing you mercy. If you pre-ordered any of this stuff, like this right here at 10%, that's a $57 non-refundable deposit. Sideshow has no mercy. This thing is going to show up it says April to September. I'll bet you this fucker will show up by before May, just to piss you off. Yeah, they've added a large segmented window within the year. They're going between this figure is going to release between July and December. Like, they're covering all their bases. That's another reason why you don't want to day one. Look, now I confess I did day one pre-order of the Mark III. But I'm the exception because I love Back to the Future. You guys have seen my shrine, right? Hold on. I'm not making this up. I mean, you've seen the vehicles, right? So when my faith is dedicated to Back to the Future. It just is. Day one pre-order. Boom. The Mark III was a wonderful blessing. It's kind of like finding out that the missus, is pregnant, and you're happy, but you're like, oh, that's wonderful, babe, but how am I going to afford this? Right? Can't fit another DeLorean in there. Oh, there's always space, Brian. I can always find space to fit another DeLorean. Yeah. I got my Batman and Bat Signal charged from Sideshow. So look at that. I added this guy right in here. Yeah. The Bat Signal is charging. That's on my list, right, too, because it still shows under pre-order. The Batmobile, the 1989 Batmobile. This thing, my God, this right here. The 1989 Batmobile, $720. Now, for you Jazz Inc. enthusiast supporters, right? The 1989 Batmobile, I believe I saw it was still on pre-order, right? I believe he's still collecting. Can you still pre-order the 1989 Batmobile through Jazz Inc.? I think this guy right here is going to show up early. And I suspect that Jazz Inc., the company, knows that. They know that Hot Toys is probably just going to pump out their Batmobile 89 a lot sooner and quicker. That's kind of dangerous. It's dangerous as a collector because if you've committed your faith to Jazz Inc. and forked over $300 and you start to see those wonderful, sweet unboxing videos of the Batmobile 1989, and heaven forbid, Hot Toys decides to add some surprise features, right? Some upgraded LED technology. Maybe they reinforced the undercarriage and added a completely different paint scheme. Look, it's not out of the realm of possibility that the prototype that you see ends up slightly different, maybe even better, right? They did it with the DeLorean, the Mark II DeLorean. Remember, we saw the crappy hover wheels dangling like loose balls right down to the kneecaps, and then you get it. And the hover conversion was right at the right level. They had a rough start, right, with the hover conversion struts, but they they paused it and they ended up fixing it. And it was a shit show. I was part of that. But the point is that they added new technology to the Mark II DeLorean from the first Mark I DeLorean. And what I mean by that is that they finally added dashboard LED lighting. They added the time circuits. They added more bells and whistles to the Mark II. Granted, it was like a 7-year period between the Mark I DeLorean and the Mark II. This Batmobile 1989 is resurrecting from its slumber. Folks, the original Batman 1989 was released before I got into collecting. I got into Hot Toys collecting in 2012. This thing was just already, it was sitting in the shelves already when I started collecting. This thing is the original Batmobile is over 10 years old. I think the pre-orders were either 2010 or 2011. I don't know if you guys want to correct me if I'm wrong, but I want to say the original 1989. So it's old. LEDs back then were completely different and more expensive than the LEDs now. Trust me, I know. I'm the USB hacker. I like hacking USB lights and stuff. I can promise you that, hell, even just in the last 5 years, the price of LED technology has gone down dramatically and has improved. Super bright, low voltage. It's incredible with what you can do with lighting. Now, the interior of the cockpit could be improved, right? It could have certain surprises because, make no mistake, Hot Toys knows that there's an outside competitor out there that's 3D printing a 1989 Batmobile for what, $2,000? What is Jazz Inc. asking for? $2,000, depending on the batch, the window, when the moon orients itself, and you'll get, I don't know. It's my point that I'm going with is that when this guy releases and we all start having fun with it, right? Including yours truly, right? Some of you may have a change of heart, and Jazz Inc. is just going to flip the finger at you because you're not going to get your non-refundable deposit of $300. And worst case scenario, you'll end up with the first batch. That's where I'll post my thoughts and prayers for you on Facebook. That's what Jazz did to the Batmobile. New technology. The pain. Oh, it's going to be a pain. Someone sent me let's look at the photos of the, I guess they're testing out the new prototype. I guess they have the new prototype. So let's look at some concept photos of what Jazz Inc. is doing. Let's look at his 1989 Batmobile. Let me get some photos here. Oh, it's not working. Here's the video of Jazzing's Batmobile.
Maybe this is a bad time to mention this, but my license is expired.
I, I'm, I'm sure his vehicle will hold up under its weight and scrutiny, and I'm sorry, I'm sorry. I I just look. It's I'm sure it'll be fine. I'm sure there's not going to be any regrets for ownership. Let- let's move it along. It's I can't I look, it's going to be interesting uh when the Hot Toys 1989 when the Hot Toys 1989 Batmobile drops. It'll be really interesting to see what the public opinion is moving forward with the opposition, with the actual competitor. Are you going to want to fork up? Because the average price I got for ownership for one of these vehicles is $1,700 with shipping. That's a lot of money. That's pretty expensive when you can get a pretty decent Batmobile from Hot Toys for half the cost, which then you can reallocate the funds for other figures. There's Michael Keaton Batman's out there. So you really it's all about managing your collection properly, folks. You really just you don't want to paint yourself into a corner and end up with like a bit of regret, because I'm telling you that regret leads to anger, and the anger leads to frustration, and then you are now your vehicle on this hypothetical highway, you've crashed or you're broken down, and now you just want to leave. Just want to quit, tap out. You're done. I don't want to collect Hot Toys. It's not fun anymore. Whole idea of these expensive toys is to have fun with it, right? Enjoy your collection, play with them, display them, take your photos, have fun with them, not get sour or start to stew because you start to second guess your decisions. Like, everybody said I should have just ended up with the Hot Toys Batmobile 89. Now I ended up coughing up $1,700, and then something else drops, right? That's what sucks. Just prepare for the future. It's really what it's gotten down to. Here's another one. The Iron Man Mark 6. This is the 6 scale figure, though. The one I showed you was the quarter scale. This is the suit up gantry. I don't know if I need this. See, I have the 2.0 Mark 6 within my Hall of Armor. This is still on the fence. I think it looks badass. I don't need that gantry though. That whole circular gantry. It's loud. It takes up way too much space. I'm still on the fence whether or not I would want another Mark 6, because the thing is that they've done it. Now this one has a little bit more bells and whistles. I may be tempted just to get the figure. I don't need the whole setup. I really do not. And I'm not in a hurry for this. So with Iron Man figures, they tend to typically sit. So this is something that I can definitely come back to. Then we're back to the Batman 2022, the Batman and Bat Signal, which folks out there just confirmed to me that they've started sending out that invoice. What are we looking at here? We're looking at $600, right? For Robert Pattinson Batman and a flashlight, or the spotlight. Damn. That's some pricey, boy. That's rough. It's a 25 late pay. So just to just make it better. I mean, for a $1,700 purchase, But I mean, that's like, look, that's to be expected. That's to be expected. It is an establishment. He does have to protect his own interest. And I always just look at the collector like, oh, I can't get my money back, or I'm charging a late fee, or I'm falling behind. Like, you painted yourself into this corner. You put yourself into this situation because you felt that you needed a $1,700 3D printed Batmobile. You can't blame anybody but yourself. You really can't. I think a lot of us are going to learn that lesson the hard way with the 1989 Batmobile. It's going to be a really, really tough lesson to learn for some of us. I'm getting the 1989 Batmobile. I'm building a Hollywood museum, a Hollywood car museum here. It's fun. Ecto-1 DeLoreans, the Tumbler. You start to collect a few more, and I'll confess, it's a lot of fun. Collecting 1/6 scale vehicles, it's a lot of fun. So much fun, especially Hollywood movie vehicles. So I get it, right? I get the temptation of ownership with the Justice League mobile or the Robert Pattinson Batmobile that he has on pre-order. And what else does he have up here? He has the Batman Forever vehicle, the Jedi Starfighter. It's just a lot. It's a lot of stuff. Yeah. You want the bells and whistles, baby. I'm going. What's up, logo? That's it. I don't, that gantry system is just, it's too loud. It's too much. Jedi Chris, I don't know who they are. What are your thoughts on the new 1/6 company called Sepos? Don't know who they are. Are they like Mars toys? Are they Saturn toys? No clue. No clue who they are. No. Let's look at something here. Let's pull up. So we have not only is Hot Toys giving us a 1/6 scale 1989 Batmobile, but they're also redoing the Michael Keaton. I don't have the Michael Keaton on pre-order. I'm still debating on going down this deep. We're talking like a Florida sinkhole scenario with Batmobiles. Like, it's bonkers. It's almost like Scientology. Like, if you commit yourself to this Bat world, you're not going to be allowed to do anything else within the outside realm of IP. And you know what? I've seen some of the photos on social media from some of you guys displaying like these expensive pieces from just Jazz Inc. You guys are like using poker tables and the IKEA like $40 bookshelf. What do you guys? You guys didn't plan ahead to protect your investment. Like, just out in the open, like on a kitchen counter. I mean, I'm just waiting to see the vehicle, the Batman, the Batmobile 2022, like on a toilet sink, because no one has space. So it's one of those situations that you really, really have to plan for space, plan for the future. Trust me. Try not to make impulse buys. Doesn't matter. Well, I can afford it. It doesn't matter. You've dropped a pretty penny on a specific item, and you have nowhere to friggin' put it. I'm telling you, I'm guilty of this. I'm guilty of making this, right? Where I think something is cool. I'm telling myself, hey, Danoby, you have space in your room to fit it. No, then you realize you're stuck with an anomaly that has no home. Folks, this is how this is why my 1/6 scale at leg is still leaning there, because I thought at one point I had a home for it, and I don't. This is what happens when you make an impulse buy on a large piece display product, and you realize, I don't know where to put this thing. Clearly, some of you, when I'm on Instagram, because I do follow some of these hashtags, and on Reddit, you really didn't plan ahead on, you've just dropped down $2,000, $1,500, $1,800 on a vehicle, and you have nowhere to put this thing. Unless you don't intend on holding on to it. Maybe there's something I'm not missing. I'm not calculating into the formula. You have it, and then you intend to resell it, maybe? I don't know. I don't get it. But anyway, I'm guilty of that mistake. I do it. I am. DTOFs. I had the DTOFs, Local Lou. I hated them. Even back in the day, I hated them. The DTOFs were just very, very limited. And yeah, the DTOFs. I'm telling you, I have videos from like 2015. Like I was just, and it started with the Mark I DeLorean. When I got the Mark I DeLorean back in 2015, and I had DTOFs, I'm like, where am I going to fucking put this thing? This thing is, at the time for me, it was a grail. It was my personal grail. It's like one beautiful DeLorean. And I go, these DTOFs are trash. Where am I going to put this damn thing? On top of a DTOF? Right? And so I can tip over. At the time, my kids were like 3 and 4. And at the time, my kids were always allowed to play with the toys. I never, ever, ever scolded any of my kids if they ever wanted to play with any of the figures. At the time, my little baby girl, all she ever wanted to play was Wonder Woman. And she messed up the hair. I did not care, because to me, that was the joy. And then when she left, I'd go back in with, care conditioner, my little comb, and I'd go, when no one's looking, I got to fix the hair, put it back. But anyway, jumping off, I'm sidetracking here. Yeah, I can't wait to see the reaction. The 89 Batmobile, all of this stuff, this world, this Batmania, it's bonkers for me. The fact that some of you have committed to going down this path. Now, some of you have started to receive your Jazz Ink, right? The 2022 Robert Pattinson Batmobile. Here's another one here. This one here, this is going to be drama. This right here is going to be balls to the wall drama here, because this is not cheap. I think I saw on the website $1,500 plus shipping, depending on which batch you end up with. And I'm assuming the first batch is trash, and then by the time you get to later batch, he's improved all his mistakes and it gets better. So this right here is another. So between the 89 Batmobile, which I'm like, that's going to be community drama. When the Hot Toys drops, that's going to be a whole barrel of monkeys. But this year, this is going to be the surprise hit for this year too. This is going to be another wrench being thrown into the clockworks, because I still believe, I 100% believe that Hot Toys is going to commit to their 1/6 scale tees. I do. I really, really do. If you look at the signs and you look at the clues and you look at the patterns, there's just so much evidence pointing to that. You know what? Hot Toys is probably going to release this. They're going to release it. They're going to release it. What is interesting, though, is that I'm looking at the photo specs here. I just pulled it over. Is that this was teased right there, because I ended up pulling it. It was March 8th, 2022. That's when this was teased, 2022. Barely almost 2 years. It hasn't even made 2 years. This March will make it 2 years. 50 points to the first person that can comment. When was the DeLorean Mark III teased to the collectors? 50 points. First person. We're gonna do a little bit of math here. We're gonna conduct a lesson here. When was the DeLorean Mark III, with the white wall reels and the Doc and Marty sitting on the hood, when was that teased to us collectors? The month and the year. Bet you guys are Googling. You guys are cheating, aren't you? Kids out there, kids love to cheat. Month and year. We know it was teased with Doc and Marty on the hood, but when was that teased? I don't see anybody yet. This Robert Pattinson Batmobile was teased to us collectors March 8th or March 2022. All right, so clearly it's a lot of work, or you guys just don't remember. The Mark III DeLorean was teased to us collectors. Oh, he got it. He must have cheated. That was it. I don't know if you cheated, but you'll get your 50 points. It's exactly when it was teased to us. September 2021. It's exactly when it was teased to us. And yet, like a phoenix, rising out of the ashes, the Mark III goes into pre-order about a week or so ago. Hot Toys is clearly pulling a Pepperidge Farm. They don't forget. They teased that Mark III in a showcase and in person and in photos, September 2021. This this tease right here, this was in March of 2022. There's not a lot of stuff being released this year. This is a slow IP year. There's, other than Deadpool, there's no Star Wars film. There's no Marvel film. There's not going to be another Ant-Man. There's no Thor. There's no Love and Thunder. There's nothing. This is going to be in the world of pop culture, it's a quiet year. It's probably one of the reasons why Hot Toys, took so long catching up on some of their productions that, you know what, let's do the Mark III. Let's put it out there. Mark III DeLorean, that was teased to us, showed up out of the blue. Now we have this guy right here that was teased. If there's a lesson to be learned here, is never say never, right? I was the first one. Mr. Mom's Collectible will tell you in the conversation. I spoke to him on the phone the following night, the Mark III drop. I told him, Ryan, we're not going to get the Mark III. It'll be another 7 years. Let me work on this project. Let me see if I can RC convert this Mark II that I have extra. And I was willing to put money down. I live in Vegas. I'll put a bet. I was willing to put $500 down on the bet. We're not going to get a Mark III DeLorean anytime soon. No way. This is Hot Toys. Showed up out of the blue. Showed up right out of the blue. That's the fear. That's where my brain is thinking. And some of you may not want to believe this. Some of you may not even want to, can't even fathom this, but it is what it is. Breaking, is this true? Hold on. Did we get some breaking news? Breaking news, Alien Figures, Hot Toys, Facebook right now. Let me see if I can access that. All right. Give me a second. Is it, is that true? Jedi lies. Greetings, sir. If this 22 round was released, I'd be shocked. Hot Toys missed the boat with the vehicle since Jazz Inc. already has one. Why would you think that Hot Toys missed the boat? Clearly, Alex, you think everybody has almost $2,000. I don't have. What is it, like $1,800 to buy the Jazz Inc. Robert Pattinson 2022 Batmobile? It hasn't turned into a classic yet. It's just a film. As collectors, we just got introduced to this vehicle less than a couple of years ago, 2 years ago. It's not like a vintage classic like the Michael Keaton one. There's not much to have missed. At least I like to believe that most collectors don't have $1,800 to drop on a 1/6 scale Batmobile from Jazz Inc. Most collectors can swing Hot Toys' price of $700-800. The Mark III DeLorean, $800. The 89 Batmobile that's being reissued, $700, $750, I think. So I don't know what world you're living in, but the huge different price point there. Really, really is. Of course, no, and you're right. There's no such thing as Hot Toys missing the boat on this. If anything, they can play a little bit of espionage and spy on the final production. They can go in and one up them. It's very common. I can see something like that happening. Absolutely, I can see Hot Toys from lurking from the shadows. Like, oh, we can make this better. We can make this better. Yeah. The point of this lesson is that we the point of this lesson is that do not underestimate Hot Toys. Don't. Yeah. Do not. Here's the final production for Jazz Inc.'s Batmobile. I'm joking. It looks great. Looks fantastic. No, I'm sorry. That was apologies. That was it. I was another one that he's doing. He's doing this guy right here. He's doing he's doing the Batman Forever Batmobile, which I don't understand why. Joel Schumacher was just a crazy son of a bitch. Like between the it's too much. Way too. This is the reason why Christian Bale's Batman was born, because this was just. And look, this is 95, so I was not within drinking age yet. So I was still a big kid at heart, and this was just a big toy commercial. Between all like the food tie-ins and everything, the Kenner action figures, this movie, I don't have much. I saw this in theaters, and I don't have much fond memories, nostalgia memories with this film. And maybe some of you do, cool, but again, I'm using the price I wrote down, the average of $1,700. No, what's going on? What collector's world are we living in? This thing is not worth $1,700 and what? No. I mean, and I hope I'm assuming this is a prototype. It says it right there, because I mean, you can, yeah, it probably won't be far from the truth, because I know it says prototype, but I can't imagine it won't be 3D printed. You can see 3D lines in there, so forth. But it just, no, I just, there's just nothing there that seems that would just work. It just, no. Here's another prototype photo of the Jazz Inc. Batman Forever.
Somebody tell the fat lady she's on in 5.
That first batch is a bitch, huh? You want to avoid that first batch at all costs. What do we got? There's no rhyme or reason with Hot Toys releases. Howie will hit you with coming soon out of nowhere. He does not. Howard Chan probably, he lives within like the fourth dimension. He's just fluctuating within the sense of how he works. Like, you think you can figure out how his mind works, and then you don't. It's bonkers. It's full of surprises. And the fact that this is a slow IP year, there's not like big Star Wars and Marvel movies. Why wouldn't you expect surprise punches, right? Why not? How about this guy? Spider-Man's Homecoming, the Vulture, that was teased. You're right, Clinton. Howard Chan does not care about anniversaries. Spider-Man Homecoming. This was a fantastic tease from Hot Toys. Do you folks know when this was teased? Month and year? I'll give you a hint. It was after they teased the Mark III DeLorean. Yeah. You can still expect this. You can still expect this guy to drop 100%. There's not a lot of big budget films coming out this year. I would not be surprised if the Vulture hits its pre-order this year. It would make sense. There's nothing else. I can't imagine not why this wouldn't. But this guy right here, let me look at the, because I wrote down the dates. This was teased. Let me look at the info. May 2022. This Vulture, this tease from Hot Toys, this was in May of 2022. Remember, the Mark III DeLorean was teased to us folks September of 2021. I'm just saying, be careful out there. You're going to get some doozies out there. Oh, did you cheat? There you go. Wait a minute. Did you? Did you? You've been doing your research too, haven't you, Nate? All right, you get 10 points. I didn't set that up. May 23 of 2022. The point of this exercise is that this stuff is not off the. I thought it was off the table. I'm even positive in one of my earlier live streams. Oh, we're never going to get the Vulture. Oh, bullshit. I put the Vulture back on the table. I took it off the table probably in 2023. Bullshit. Get back on the table. I still think we're going to get the Vulture. 100%. Absolutely. I still think we're going to get this guy. If I can provide or be a muse to help the community with a better quality vehicle, then you know what? I've done my part. I've done my part, right? I've done my part. Yes, the N1 Starfighter. Absolutely. You know that was coming up right next. Yes, the N1 Starfighter back on the table. Yes, the N1 is still possible. That is the point of this exercise, this N1 Starfighter. And I took this one off. This was the first one I took off the table. I'm putting it back on the table. Ooh, this N1 Starfighter. Wouldn't it suck if this stuff starts to hit pre-orders? And remember, we're in the age of small batches. Sideshow isn't playing that game with flaky collectors that cancel on pre-orders. It is small batches or bust moving forward. And something like this is, I'm going to say, is probably going to retail. Let's just say it retails for $800. That's going to be a non-refundable deposit of $80 or maybe even $90, depending on what they listed on. You're going to have a small window to move forward. This is something that you're not going to want to rely on a secondary reseller. You're not going to want to go through Alter Ego or something, even though you might save some money. Something like this, something this grandiose, complex parts and things like that, you're going to want that peace of mind through Sideshow's customer service, just in case this particular N1 Starfighter isn't able to clear the atmosphere and go in and reach orbit, right? When the engines falls off or something, you're going to want to be able to have that opportunity to return it to Sideshow. So you're going to want to buy this through Sideshow. And in the age of small batches, you're going to have to move very quickly if something like this hits pre-orders. I'm putting this all back on the table. F it. I'm putting it all back on the table. Put it all back. I took it off for 2023. No. The game changer absolutely was the Mark III. Hot Toys is king right now. They're clearly making bank. They've shown it, and they're going to do it. I'm going to hold out for the 25 Gen. There's one, that's probably the M1 fighter that's not going to clear the atmosphere. I can, no astromech droid is going to be able to navigate the clouds through a storm and end up crashing. Yeah, N1 Starfighter, folks. This is 100% still on the table. I would absolutely put this back on the table. And then we have the Ghostbusters movie at the end of the year, right? Frozen Empire, Ghostbusters Afterlife, Frozen Empire. I'm just using this stock photo because there's still a potential possibility that if this film does extremely well, and I don't know who holds whether or not Blitzway still holds the license for the 1/6 scale vehicle. Maybe they do, maybe they don't. I just don't know. I suspect they don't. I believe it's Star A's, but you still have to almost plan for potential until you clear the storm. What if the new Ecto-1 has, and that's featured in the Frozen Empire, has gadgets and gizmos or trap doors or something makes it significantly different than this version that can justify another Ecto-1, right? Collecting Ecto-1s are cool. Ecto-1s for a 1/6 scale vehicle, it's nice. I will say Blitzway really went above and beyond. I have both versions of the Ecto-1 that they've released, and they're cool as shit. Yeah, it's a nice treat. If you're a Ghostbusters fan and you can swing it financially and have the space to properly display and just enjoy it, it's nice. It is light years apart. It's even different. It even has a different feel and taste than, say, a Hot Toys vehicle. But yeah, this is something that's potential. I would probably say maybe this is probably in my bottom percentile. I'd say maybe 20% that we may potentially, only because of the licensing issue. I just don't think Blitzway owns a license anymore. I think it is Star A's. But I would definitely say 75%, 70% for the N1 Fighter, 70% for the Vulture. Hell, I'd go maybe 75, 80% for the Robert Pattinson Batmobile 2022. I think that's going to come in hot. I think it's going to come in hot, and it's going to cause some ripples. Yeah, it's going to come in hot, create an impact, and it could potentially divide the community. Oh yeah, yeah. Yep. Do you think Blitzway will? And again, it's whether or not Blitzway. If Blitzway still has the license to make the 1/6 scale Ecto-1 and they're able to do it, they can do it. Maybe they can. They may be able to, but it's just a whole licensing issue. I just don't know if Blitzway still has it because it's their molds, it's their design. Now, I'm not saying that Star Race wouldn't be able to make their own Ecto-1, but I don't know. I mean, it's a work of art with what Blitzway was able to make and produce with the, like, I can take photos and show you all day of what the Ecto-1 Afterlife or even the 84 looks like, but when you're in person and then you can see the attention to detail that they took within the interior, within the exterior, within the undercarriage, under the hood, just it's mind-blowing. It really, really is. If you or anybody listening still wants an Ecto-1 Afterlife, I believe Spec Fiction still has one in stock. Let me see if I can get the banner here. Spec Fiction, and then if you are interested in picking up your own, use my coupon code for $10 off. Tell them that I sent you. And I believe he's offering free shipping and no tax because I got my Ecto-1 through Spec Fiction. And it arrived fine. No issues at all. Nothing was broken. Perfect. So, and I believe he still has one in stock. One or two, I'm not sure. But if you are interested in one, visit Spec Fiction, based out of California. Trusted retailer. Yeah, definitely give them a shot. The Batmobile, that ship has sailed. That's not gonna. I don't think I would probably put that 10%. I just don't think Hot Toys cares. I just think that generation is either old or just dead or dying. Just that's a tough one. It really, really is. Really is. I think you're better off taking your chances with the Jazz Inc. version if you feel that you really do need one. For those of you that can afford the high sticker price, I would check. I or the secondary markets. I don't even think he's making the 66 Batmobile. But if you're still interested in that, you can go check them out. I did review one in person and on my channel. It was okay. Definitely not worth the price that he's charging. It's fine, right? It wasn't. I mean, it wasn't something to wake the president up for. I'll tell you that. Ew, it's not for. Honestly, it's just for what's charging, and no, I just don't see that. It's everything is between attention to detail and value, and no, and I never grew up with a 66 Batman anyway, with the Adam West and Burt Ward. I never saw the show. I never cared for it anyway. So that being said, though, if Hot Toys did make one, I absolutely would get it through Hot Toys at their price point, because then it would really be part of that vintage Hollywood car collection, but not for the $1,800 that is being charged. No, definitely not worth it. At least for me, anyway. At least for me as a collector, and for what I want, I just don't see the value. That's me personally. And let me pull up something here. What time is it? 1:11. Something else that I wanted to talk about was the new Indiana Jones game. Have you folks heard? Have you seen this? The Indiana Jones, the Ring of Circle. What's it called? The Indiana Jones and what is this? The Great Circle. And the Great Circle. That's what it is. Yeah, I saw the trailer. I got excited for it. I thought it was fantastic. I thought it's made by the same company that Wolfenstein, I believe. It's partnered up with LucasArts and Bethesda, the same company that does the Fallout games. For those of you who haven't seen the trailer, it looks fantastic. I don't know if I can show much of it here without getting flagged. I don't know how Lucasfilm is with their stuff. Let me see if I can show part of it. See if I can get the video. Let's see, video file. See if I can find it. It's a really cool trailer. I'm excited. I've seen it 3 times. It has that Indiana Jones feel to it, and I'm hoping. I mean, if there's ever a time that I'm like, you know what, Hot Toys should really jump onto this, and it's not. I don't think far-fetched speculation to maybe speculate that maybe Hot Toys, because Hot Toys already has Hot Toys.
Maybe you should.
Hot Toys already has a habit of making video game figures from popular games. They've done it with the Arkham Knight series, and they've done it twice already with the Spider-Man PS5 games, and they've been very, very successful with the PS5 Spider-Man lineup. And some of those Batman figures from the Batman Arkham game, man, some of those are hard to find. Some of those have kind of blown up. It is a more of a niche, I guess, within the community, but it is still Batman and so forth. Now, whether or not Hot Toys would tackle making Indiana Jones from this particular game, see, that's tough, because I didn't even think that they were even going to touch the Dial of Destiny, but they did. They absolutely did. So where they're going with their video game line, I don't know, but I think this is really, really cool. And I'm going to show you, just play with audio. Okay, maybe that's what it is. So I'll play without audio, and then I'll pause it back and forth, because if you're commenting on this, you're less likely to get flagged. But just the attention to detail on this, and this is the main villain here, a Yahtzee, right? And I just, this is still work in progress video. I'm like, looks really cool. This looks like it has that Indiana Jones a feel for it, and it has some heavy hitters here that that could go somewhere. I don't know. I'm excited for this thing. Something else too is that Indiana Jones and the Great Circle takes place between Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade. So if Hot Toys, this is me putting on my tinfoil hat here, but if they were actually to make this Indiana Jones, like this could almost pass off as a really good, decent Last Crusade. I'm assuming that because they're using the likeness of Harrison Ford, and they have a voice actor mimicking Harrison Ford's voice. I don't know if it's an actor or if it's an AI generated voice, but they clearly have the blessing from the actor. I think it'd be awesome. I think this could be the young version of Indiana Jones that maybe as collectors we would want. Yeah, I mean, but again, this is me with my tinfoil hat. I would probably say we would have to wait till how the game performs, because Indiana Jones as an IP, man, it's struggled. It's been struggling the last couple decades. This is just an IP that really peaked in the 80s, and it's just had trouble capturing this newer generation of film goers. So it's really tough. It's really tough. I would welcome it. I think it'd be awesome. I like the timeline of it and where it fits. But yeah, it just like this working concept, like art just looks great. Like everything about this looks fantastic. Like this feels like a true Indiana Jones game. Yeah, I'm excited. I have my fingers crossed. It would be a nice treat. This is something that I don't know if everybody within the community would welcome. Not everybody plays video games. Not everybody has a P. Well, this is exclusive though. This is exclusive to Xbox and Steam. So
throughout history,
it's just awesome. Nate, you'd get this. I know. Wouldn't mind, Hans. I'm telling you, Nate. You and me would rock this. This would be awesome. This would be something that would be really awesome to look forward to. So Troy so your JB says Troy Baker's doing the voiceover. So if it's an actor, that's even better. I wasn't sure if they were using an actor, if they were using AI, since I know James Earl Jones kind of willed his voice over to Darth Vader forever, right? So his family trust can just benefit from it, because he just sounds old as shit when he speaks as Darth Vader. He's approaching 100 years old. So I wasn't sure that was something that Harrison Ford did, using with the whole AI technology, how things, and I know Mark Hamill has dabbled with that as well too. So this is real. And then there's not a release date on this either. So I would probably put this maybe 25%, that we can get some merch out of this. I think it'd be a nice surprise. And it looks great. And he's apparently when he's fighting the classic villains, it just tends to work better for him. Yeah. I don't know about his side chick here though. She has that Amelia Earhart vibe to her. So I'm assuming she's gonna end up crashing a plane and disappearing. But otherwise, it looks fantastic. I can't wait to play it. I can't wait to get it. I think it's just gonna pop. I think it's gonna do really well. What else? I think I am done for the night. What else do I want to talk about? I talked about potential releases. I think I'm done. I think I've talked about all I wanted to. Yeah. Buy those Indiana Jones. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's going to be a good night, folks. Where are you?
Maybe this is a bad time to mention this, but my license is expired.